Hello, it's me again with another midweek message. It is, where are we? It's 6:30 in the morning. The flag is wrapped around the pole, doing nothing, which is good. There's no wind. There's a blue sky coming. The sun is coming up and it's going to be a lovely day. It's -2 centigrade, which is what in Fahrenheit? Well, 32 is freezing. It must be about 30 Fahrenheit, I suppose. 99% humidity. 1027 millibars on the barometer, so things are not looking too bad. I know we're having these very sort of cold, freezing nights, and in the mornings I put grass seed down. I mixed grass seed with some soil because we've got dents in the lawn, I don't know why, but I think what happens in the winter, you get lumps appear in the lawn, so between the lumps the grass is lower down, so I filled it with a mixture of topsoil and grass seed. And now we've had, 3-4 nights of severe frost, so the grass seed's probably dead. Why am I telling you about the lawn? You're not interested, are you? Happy days. Thank you for all your lovely emails and messages. I did manage, as you will be aware, last Sunday, a 20-minute episode? I managed to fit that in. Things are still manic here, but I won't go on about that because it's boring. How are you keeping? Ray's Rants at protonmail.com. How are you doing? It's pancake day. It's Tuesday, by the way. It's pancake day. Who likes pancakes? I do. Do you have them with a squeeze of lemon or sugar or treacle? I think all three is rather nice. Sugar and treacle and lemon. Now that's being greedy, isn't it? Gluttonous. I'm supposed to be on a diet again. I've cut out cake again. Here we go. I lose half a stone and I'm really pleased with myself. Then it goes back on again. I think what it is that's my excuse. No such thing as an excuse. A friend of mine told me years ago, there's a reason. Why didn't you turn up for lessons today? What's your excuse? No, there's no excuse. There's a reason. I couldn't be bothered because I found the lessons boring. No, seriously. Now I've lost my note. Look, my notes have gone. What's happening? Do you have pancakes? Do you make your own pancakes? In the old days, my mum would make, and Trish in the old days, make their own pancakes. These days you buy a pancake mix, don't you, and just chuck it in a pan and it's done. I suppose that's okay. Trisha makes everything herself, though. She won't buy any sort of prepared stuff at all. Well, unless it's something you have to buy. I don't know. I can't think of an example. Let's talk about shops. Shall we talk about shops? I might even, if I get time, this coming Sunday, I might do an episode wholly dedicated to moaning about shops. You'd like that, wouldn't you? You can look forward to that. Oh no, you're thinking, not a whole hour. No, it won't be an hour. It might be an hour. I don't know. I tell you one thing. Since I decided to give up podcast altogether, as you know, I've recorded quite a few, and it really has taken the pressure off me. It's really good. I can just do a podcast episode when I get time, when I feel I've got something to say. As you know, I don't want to spend an entire episode talking rubbish. I've never done that, have I, over all the 6 years? I've never talked rubbish. Right, moving on swiftly. I'm digging myself into a hole there. I just thought we'd talk about shops. Do you remember I talked, was it last week, about the kettle thing, the boiler thing we bought? We went online and looked at the local shop, what they've got. Oh, there's one we want. No, it's not in the shop. We have to order it online. So we found another one. No, you can't have that from the shop. Well, what's the point of having a shop? Well, we bought a cooker. Did I tell you about the cooker? I'm not sure whether I did. I'll tell you what, I'll save that for Sunday because I want something for Sunday. In the meantime, talking about shops the other day, weren't we? I can't remember. Shops. Now, one problem, as we've had, nothing is in stock. We went down the town a couple of years ago, went into a shop. That's a nice bed. We'll have that bed. We needed a new bed. And they said, right, that's fine. Yes, we can deliver that for you. So we started to do the paperwork and bits and pieces. It'll be 3 weeks. What? 3 weeks to deliver a bed? But it's there, look. We're only up the road. No, you can't have that one. That's the display one. You can't have that. We have to order the bed. We don't stock them. I mean, wherever you go, they haven't got anything in the shop. You have to order it. Anyway, it turned up 3 weeks. It was all right, luckily. They carried it upstairs and they put the bed in the bedroom, put it all together. It was really good service. But 3 weeks, shops don't stock anything anymore. Now, this mate of mine, an acquaintance, he opened a shop And he sold three-piece suites, sofa, a couple of chairs, bits and pieces like that, mainly just three-piece suites. And what he did, someone would come in, I want that three-piece suite there. What's that? So many pounds, whatever, hundreds of pounds. Righto, he'd say, give us the cash, because he only took cash. He didn't muck about with cheques and all that stuff. They'd give him the cash, and he'd say, right, I'll deliver that this afternoon. He would deliver it the same day. That's the way to do business. That is the three-piece suite you're looking at. That is the one you've paid for. That is the one you'll get. When I say he would deliver it, he had a van, quite a big van, and a couple of lads that he employed. The place was a wreck. The shop was dilapidated. He rented it from the council, I believe. Probably a very cheap rent. It was just, I don't know, it was just amazing in there. Just stuffed full of three-piece suites. And that's all he did, day in, day out, every week, selling off three-piece suites for cash and delivering them the same day. That's the way to make money, isn't it? That's the way to run a business. I heard on the news this morning, this will make you laugh or cry, one or the other. A lot of people, like we have done, our front garden is now paved over, and that's where we park the car. In fact, we can get two cars where the front garden was. The fence has gone. A lot of people have done that in our road. In fact, a lot of people in the town, instead of parking in the road, they've paved or concreted over their front garden, taken the fences down, and they park, which is now a sort of driveway. I heard this morning on the news, some council somewhere are saying, if you do that, we're going to charge you £7,000 a year. What? How much? £7,000? What for? Parking in my own front garden? What they're saying is, first of all, it's illegal to park or drive over the pavement unless the curb has been dropped to make it possible to, you don't have to go up a steep curb. If it's been dropped, then it becomes part of your driveway. That's fair enough. Luckily, our curb was dropped decades ago, so we can park on our front garden. The reason they want to charge people, not our area, I forget where the council was, somewhere or other where they need some money, obviously. The reason is they're saying if you drop your curb, if you have your front open so you can drive in and out, right, of your front garden, you're taking up a parking space in the street, which is true, I suppose, because people aren't going to park across your entrance, are they? If you're on your driveway, someone parks over it, you can't get out. So what they're saying is you are taking up a parking space, a legal parking space in the road by opening up your driveway. I can see their point, as someone on the news said. It's a bit steep, isn't it? £7,000 a year. What we have got, we've got room on the drive for two cars. If we had a garden and I put the fence back, two cars would be out in the street. So taking up two spaces. The whole thing, I don't know, the whole thing's ridiculous. I can see the thinking on the council side. You're taking up a parking space by making that your driveway. But on the other hand, our car is off the road. Okay, no one can park there, but we would have parked anyway. You see what I mean? I thought I'd mention that. Of course, when I was a boy, here we go, you're saying when you were a boy, go on. We've heard all about it in the 50s and 60s. When I was a boy, there weren't so many cars. There weren't so many people. It always comes back to this, doesn't it? Every podcast, every moan, every rant, it always comes back to there were far fewer people then. There were far fewer cars. We didn't need so many roads. We didn't need so many motorways. Didn't need so many houses. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, there we are. I shall talk to you on Sunday. I'm not promising. I'm hoping I can do at least some sort of podcast episode about the shop. I don't know whether I told you about the washing machine. No, it wasn't a washing machine, was it? It was a cooker. Isn't it hopeless? Absolutely hopeless. Do you know, a neighbour of mine years ago, he bought a cooker, went into the shop, bought the cooker. They delivered it. A local shop it was, little local run business. They delivered it, installed it. The next evening, in fact, about 6 o'clock, I was round there chatting about something or other. Knock on the door, the owner of the shop came in. And he said, I was in the kitchen. We were having a cup of coffee, actually. And he came into the kitchen. He said, just want to make sure your cooker's all right. Are you happy with it? Did the lads deliver it? Were they rude? Were they all right? The shop owner coming round after work, he closed the shop for the day. He came round just to make sure that everything was happy. And he said he used to do that every evening, go round the customers that had had a delivery the day before to make sure everything was all right. We weren't surprised. I remember we said something like, that was nice of him, wasn't it? But we weren't surprised because that sort of thing happened all the time. You wouldn't get that these days. We had to pay for our delivery. We had to pay for the installation. I would have done it myself, but it's gas. So I'm not going to fit a gas cooker myself. It's only a bayonet fitting hose. Dead easy, isn't it? But of course, if it hasn't been fitted by, what is it, a Corgi registered gas man or something, say it blew up, then the insurance wouldn't pay, would they, and all that rubbish. Anyway, there I'm rambling now. Right, I shall see you hopefully on Sunday. Be good, be bad, don't get caught. Oh, who was it? A couple of you have sent me things about being bad. I might mention that on Sunday. Hang on, let me make a note. Being bad, being bad. I shall make a note of that and find out who it was that emailed me. I won't mention any names though. Look after yourselves. Thanks for listening as always. And hopefully I shall see you Sunday. Take care. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Bye-bye for now.